Hi, everybody. It is Thursday, the 17th of August, 2023. uh, just a reminder for everyone, yeah, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything I say and ramble on about is for entertainment purposes only. So, let's see what's going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but something that kind of got in my craw over the past day or so is a message was relayed to me claiming that I am an elitist. Well, you know what? If you can't handle what I say or how I say it, don't let the door hitch on your way out. There's a gazillion other YouTube channels of psychics saying things. So, goodbye. Go visit somebody else. Yeah, I don't need you as a subscriber. Yeah, well, you know what, person? It's called the environment that I was raised. I got to do and see a lot of things. Some things are no longer in existence. Thank you to the Taliban. So, yeah, I wasn't called smuggler's daughter for no reason. There was a reason I was. Yeah, and I got to see and do a lot of things that others will never be able to do. So, hey, if that classifies me as an elitist, so be it, and goodbye. I don't need you, okay? Yeah. I mean, one thing especially, I hope people realize that the majority of these illegal idiots coming into the United States and into the UK, basically from North Africa and other countries, they're the ones that say prayers 5 times a day, okay? Take a look at what they're doing in Pakistan. Pakistan is primarily, they pray 5 times a day. Right now, in one region, they are decimating the enclaves of Roman Catholics, right? As of this point in time, up in Islamabad region, up near the Khyber Pass. So far already, 4 Roman Catholic churches have been desecrated, and the people are being beaten. And the Pakistani Army elite section, has been sent up there to stop the desecration, to stop the decimation of the Catholics. Don't you realize those are the same people that are coming in across the English Channel and across the Rio Grande? They're going after all the Christians. Okay? So you better watch your butts, people. Definitely. Now, another person, my favorite Swede. Yeah, okay. He's been discussing how the BBC is using reported more false news. And take a look at the outline of the fires on the island of Maui. They're doing construction in the unit above me. Yeah, BBC put out some false news about they're not using direct energy weapons. Yeah, they're using, I have a good hunch. And after talking to others, yeah, you see, big corporate wanted Lahaina. And Lahaina was basically all wooden structures. So what they used is, yes, a direct laser to do an entire circle around the town of Lahaina. That's what was decimated. Take a look from above. Take a look at the map. And all sorts of weird stuff is being revealed now. Connect the dots. And the fact that JoJo maybe will go over next week to take a look. Who's one of the largest landowners in Maui? Good old Oprah. And that woman is extremely, from my experiences around her, she only likes gay white boys. And something else that, go take a look at what my favorite Swede talked about this morning, is how to be a globalist. You see, anything that's natural and good is bad. Yeah. So I hate cows when they pass gas, because they do have 4 stomachs. Their gas is nitrogen that goes into the soil. Soil needs nitrogen. It's a natural fertilizer. Okay? Now, another interesting thing is NATO is telling the Z guy, the little stand-up comic, that if they want admission into NATO, the Z guy needs to basically admit defeat and surrender the entire eastern section of the Ukraine to Vlad. Either stop your little faux whatever, your computer games, give the land back to Vlad, and then you can join NATO. Yes, that's what's being told. Let's see if the little stand-up comic has the brains to do so. Oh, wait till I talk about them. Now, okay, people know I do have RSD, and a friend of mine does live in Lincolnshire, in the Lincolnshire area of the UK. Well, he told me one of the local councils just bought up a bunch of houses that are like between the 400,000 and 700,000 pound market. They're going to be council homes, but they're not for people on the actual council wait list. You see, they're going to give them to the channel crossers. That's who they bought these houses for. So I can just imagine a good family living next door to a house filled with men who want to take physical advantage of young girls. You see, that's according to their religion. Once a girl starts her monthly cycle, she's of legal age according to their religious law. Yes, people. And because of the things that being put in the food and water across the United States and Europe and UK, girls are starting their cycle as young as 9 years old. According to that religious faction. A 9-year-old is now of legal consent age. Yeah, hold on one second. Someone's banging at the... Just my crazy neighbor looking for quarters. No biggie. But yeah, in Lincolnshire, they bought some houses. The council has bought the houses. They're going to go to what they call the dinghy divers over there, instead of people who actually need them, actual UK citizens. It's pretty disgusting. Now, hey, folks, what I do is I don't look at the headlines. I look at the little blurbs in the media. Because the little blurbs, in a week or two, will be the headlines. Okay, now the Big Red Sea is now making noise, and some people have done some calculations. You see, the Big Red Sea wants the island of Taiwan back. Should that happen, get ready. It'll be a global recession. Yes, the massive, because right now the Big Red Sea is in a major recession. They want Taiwan back. And should that happen, I'm going to be honest, massive supply issues are... Already we're having big supply issues because Pete Butthead doesn't know what the hell he's doing. JoJo is a puppet of Barry. Barry is a globalist. And if Barry allows the Big Red Sea to take back Taiwan, all over the place, everybody's economy is going to start tanking. So we need to keep an eye on what's going on that. And, yeah, and we are getting members of the Big Red Sea, citizens of the Big Red Sea, coming across America's southern border. They have been finding dictionaries that are like Mandarin, Cantonese, Hunan, Sichuan, from translating the different regional languages of the Big Red Sea into English. And yeah, even Hollywood concedes to the Big Red Sea. I mean, take a look at what they had to do in that Barbie movie, that foam map they put up. It caters to the Big Red Sea. Because you see, the Big Red Sea sometimes comes up to over 50% of sales of product produced out of the Hollywood era. Yeah. 50% of the sales, of the marketing, of the profit line comes out of the Big Red Sea that goes directly into the Hollywood pipeline. Okay? We all know how that Rachel Ziegler talks. I mean, girlie, enjoy your 15 minutes, because what you're saying, honestly, in my opinion, if it was a choice between you and Meghan Markle for a film, they'd take Meghan Markle over you. Yeah, Rachel. They'll take Rachel Markle first before Rachel Ziegler if they had to choose between two Rachels to cast for a movie. At least Rachel Markle has a few brain cells. Now we're having right now they're attacking Meloni over in Italy. They're saying that she isn't doing anything about the North Africans landing on the shores of Sicily and the toe end of the boot. Well, right now they say there are over about 100,000 100,000 euros was sent to Tunisia to stop it. I thought more money was being sent to Tunisia and Libya. But right now, Italy is they're bringing up the fact that Meloni hasn't done anything about these people coming across. Well, my private intel is telling me that if they try to come on at night on certain beaches of Sicily, there's some rat-a-tat-tats that go across the waterline, preventing these people from entering and getting onto the beaches. So they are doing stuff, but they can't do anything during the daylight with those people coming, but at night they do. It's very quiet. They don't tell anybody. But my sources have told me that's exactly what they're doing. You try to cross over illegally, especially at night. You're food for the fishes. Yeah, I mean, some other stuff that's been going on, it's now making the big news. And U.S. people, Democrats, who want gun control, take a look what's going on in the UK right now. Right now, people are on TV screaming bloody murder because they can't get the hand pow-pows over there. So instead, what they're doing is they're using things that people can buy at your normal grocery store, big box store, buy online. You know, the things that you use to cut meat with and vegetables? Yeah. Those can be super sharpened. So, and if you know what you're doing, all it takes is one push and a twist, and someone's a goner. And they can come quietly up from behind until you're basically pierced. If they can't have a pow-pow, they go for a jab, jab, jab. And people are out making noise about all sorts of injuries because of this. And that's what's hitting the news in the UK. People that want to get rid of pow-pows, get ready to see a lot of red stuff all over the place, because that's the next move they'll be using. Okay? Now, I did mention how Georgia District Attorney is such a stupid idiot. What is it, her Fannie Willis? She put the court date on a March Monday, the day before Super Tuesday. Okay, you know exactly. The news media is going to report everything that goes on in that courtroom on Monday night. So she just provided the biggest pro-political commercial for the elephants. I can't believe, and that grand jury foreman, that little twerp, that little girl who doesn't know how to, that little twerp, I mean, my God, these people are so stupid. Well, that's the donkeys for you. They're basically, they think what's going on in the schools today is great education, and we can see by their mistakes how well educated they really are. They're idiots. So it's, I mean, somebody even ran a computer model that if donkey negativity is exposed to Donald on that Monday evening, Donald's numbers on Tuesday are going to go through the ceiling. Whatever they do, it just makes him look better and better to everybody. And everybody can see it's nothing but a con. It just like everybody is going to see, hey, what happened on the island of Maui was just a corporate power play. Yeah, they are mentioning now that where the natural fire breaks were. No, what happened is that the former corporate agricultural land was then seeded with highly flammable grasses. And they refused people the rights to have cattle and sheep and goats graze on that area. It was intentional. It was in a game plan. And plus now they're finding out and revealing that, oh, no, we didn't turn on the sirens because we only use them for tsunamis. And now the fire department let it slip that the main water main to Lahaina that fed the fire hydrants, that valve was shut. That fire was all strategically planned. All for corporate greed. So people could build their pricey condos, timeshare, and their entertainment complex. Let's see when Oprah and others like her show up on the island of Maui to oversee construction gigs. Now, another interesting thing is right now a CPAC conference is being held in Sydney, Australia. Well, Vernon Jones, I mean, he's a Republican politician out of South Carolina. He publicly admitted on Australian Sky News that the JoJo's agenda, which means Barry's agenda, is to undo all the good stuff that Donald, who's a good businessman, did for America. Yeah, Donald looked at the United States as a big corporation, big business. He did everything possible to turn a failing business into a profitable business. Well, the donkeys got jealous, so they jerry-rigged all the computers to show, oh, JoJo won. And basically, they're dismantling all the good work that Donald did to turn us into a crap-ass country. And here, a politician from South Carolina is admitting this on Australian news. Yeah, speaking of big business, we all know that, what is it, AB InBev out of Belgium hired a stupid woke idiot to handle advertising, marketing for for their little sub corporation Anheuser-Busch. Okay, this Belgian conglomerate hired a woke idiot, thinking a woke idiot would increase sales. Well, you see, Budweiser used to be owned by the Bush family. Okay, Augie Bush, Augustus Bush, back in 18-something, started the beer company. Good German beer. Well, it was family held until the early 2000s, but then this Belgian company bought up so much stock that they took over the company. And of course, they trashed the hell out of it. Well, Billy Bush, B-U-S-C-H, Bush, the heir to the Bush brewing fortune, has made an offer back to AB InBev saying, hey, let me buy back my family's beer company. Yes. It's right now. It is the stock is worthless. Sell the company back to the family. I remember it was back in the 1990s. I went with some friends. We went to a baseball game. Of course, in the hot summer, you want something cold to drink. So you go up to, like, okay, I was the girl with the group, so I was sent to go grab the beers. And they all said, yeah, we want Bud Light, yada, yada, yada. So I went up to grab a couple beers, grab the beers from the beer stand because they want a draft, not the bottles. And who was there? And he had a shirt on and a name tag that said Augie, and it was this older dude. It was older dude to me at that time. And all the guys he was just sitting there pulling beer after beer and putting them up. And the other guy they go, yeah, boss. Hey, boss, we need so many. I go, oh, is that your boss? They go, yeah, that's the big boss. And I'm like, huh? Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's Augie Bush, the big guy from the company. Yes. Back in the day, the Bush family members, you never knew where they would be. I mean, here this guy is pulling the tapper at Wrigley Field, or he may show up at a distribution site somewhere in Idaho, and he jumps on a truck with one of the drivers, and then helps deliver cases of beer. The Bush family was hands-on. Yeah, there was somebody there in the office, one member of the family in the office all the time, but the rest of the Bush family, they were all over the United States. You never know when you would see one pop up. Just like that day, the crew members of that beer stand at the baseball field didn't know it, but the big boss of the company was there, was going to be helping out that day during the game. So yeah, Billy Bush is telling the Belgians, you made a crap-ass disaster of our family's company. You made it a laughingstock. Give me the chance to buy it back. I hope the Belgians aren't stupid. They better sell it back. Bring back our American company. You trash an American company, sell it back to us, okay? Now, okay, this piece of info is going to feed into the British royal family. I think it's really funny. Okay, on WIN this morning, they made a big noise because, oh gosh, yeah. They made the big noise because one of the Saudi crown princes is making an official visit to the UK. And they're making a really big deal out of this. And I'm like, dudes, don't you realize? Okay, so this is an official visit. So he's there on behalf of his country. He'll ream Rishi Sunak's butt. He'll go over and do the niceties with Charles and Camilla. He'll probably say hi to William because he's about William's age. What a lot of people don't realize, and I know for a fact that this happens because during the 70s and 80s, yeah, I was an actual witness to it. You see, okay, yeah, my dad was diplomatic transport, and I bounced around with him all over, and a lot of time in the Middle East, and sometimes he'd be like, oh yeah, we have to go to Riyadh, and he's like, make sure you've got a book to read and stay quiet. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm in like the back yuckiest seat of the 747 or 1011, back in first class, the one right next to the lavatory, right across from the galley, so the flight attendants could keep an eye on me, and I was a good kid. I just read my book, and back then I was reading books way advanced for me because out of sheer boredom. They were long. But I would actually see there would be members of the royal family getting on the plane and where we would fly from Riyadh direct to London. Why? Because somebody wanted to go shopping. Or somebody had to get measured for a new suit. Yeah, these people would get off the plane, the car would pick them up on the tarmac, and boom, they'd probably be at like the Savoy or the Dorchester or Claridge's or one of the other like hotels that cater to the uber rich, the ultra rich. I mean, if you have to call and ask for what the room rate is at some of these hotels, you can't afford it. I mean, where we lived is a nice place, but on the back end of KP. But when we were in London, but it's like these people, they'd get off, the limo would be right there. Somebody from immigration, whatever, would be right there saying, hi, how are you doing? Let's fast look at the passport. Thank you. Have a nice time. Yeah, they would. So this is not, they're saying that this is the Crown Prince's first visit since before the lockdown. Bull crap. Because they're in and out of London, I'd say every other month. And the members of the other Arab royal families, the Emirate families, they're in and out of London and Paris and Rome and Milan all the frickin' time. But they don't use their titles. They come in and it's like something, something, something else is on their passport. They don't use their diplomatic passport. They'll jump on buy out first class, fly up, and usually it's one of the guys with maybe 4 or 5 of the women. They check into a major exclusive hotel. The women go drop a few million euros, pounds on a shopping trip. They're there for a week. They go out to dinner. They go to see the plays, the new openings. They might be there because they heard of a new exhibit opening up at the V&A. Yeah, so they're in and out of London. They're in and out of Paris. All of these major cities, all of the time. Yes, they go in to shop. And while they're there, yeah, because, okay, yeah, the embassy does let the UK know that Princess so-and-so is here on a shopping trip. The princess may get an invitation. Oh, do you want to have tea with Camilla? Would you like to come over if you have time on Sunday afternoon? It would be so wonderful if you could join Her Highness Queen Elizabeth for tea. Oh, would you like to have dinner with Charles wants to know if you would like to join him for dinner on Thursday night. Uh-huh. This is what goes on. You see, when the royals of one country visit another country on a personal shopping trip, should I say, or a personal visit to, they're taking their kids to, because the kids heard about a certain thing happening at a zoo or a museum. Yeah, there's a lot of quiet trips. Catherine may be taking the kids over. Let's say Charlotte is fascinated and she saw that castle in Germany. They'll make a quick private weekend trip over to take the kids to go see the castle. Okay? Well, while they're over there, their German cousins from the deposed German monarchy and the German president of Germany and everything, they'll know. Oh my gosh, Princess Catherine is here with Princess Charlotte for a private trip to one of our landmarks. The heads of state. Hey, do you want to meet us for dinner on this night with our children? It happens. I mean, it would not shock me if we know that Charles and Camilla love Italy for the scenery and to go there and paint. Okay, so they go there for a short holiday, long weekend. Okay, so they're somewhere in Tuscany. During that time, they'll be invited by Georgia Maloney to join them for dinner at like a super fancy restaurant somewhere in Florence. And it's all quiet on the QT. So this is what goes on. So, WION. Although you give some really good info out, you got to be more aware of the travel habits of the of the royalty, of the diplomats. Yeah. If they're doing a private visit, the heads of state usually invite them over for lunch or a private dinner. It's not a big thing. And that's where most of the international business is done. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of it. I mean, I used to laugh all the time because I'd see it. No, okay. Yeah, it's just like we've got news going that Charles is talking to the U.S. State Department. And that what they're doing is making sure to get Henry and all his shit out of the U.S. very quietly. Well, right now it's been leaked that Henry is in the guest house on the property of his friend Nacho. Nacho's U.S. residency is actually in Florida. Funny. Henry no longer is residing under gruesome Newsom, but now prefers life in a state run by an elephant, Ronnie D. I bet that really gets into Rachel's. Really, Rachel is having little Rachel Merkel is having a snit fit. Because her husband doesn't want to live under democratic rule. He doesn't want to be ruled by a donkey state. He hightailed it to the other end of the country, to Florida, which is an elephant state. So that's got to be ticking her off. Okay? And we know that we know that the palace is talking with the U.S. State Department, but Blinken's a freaking idiot. So basically, the idiots, Blinken and Biden and Barry wants to keep control over Henry for leverage. So Barry is using Henry as leverage. Okay? Yeah. Uh-huh. Now, one of the other stupid channels that, in my opinion, has now turned to be pro Rachel, they call themselves Royal Family News. Oh, they put out something this morning that is so stupid. They're instigating the claim that William has resigned from duties. Not. Whoever's running that channel doesn't realize that in the UK, the month of August, and in UK and Europe, the month of August is holiday season, school holidays, no school for the kids. Right now in the United States, this week, nearly every kid has to go back to school. Why are you sending kids to school in the middle of summer? Summer doesn't end until September 21st. We still have some dog days of August, summer, really stinky hot days coming up. And yet kids are forced into school when they should be out in the sunshine playing. But we know the U.S. education system is shot to shit. But the European education system, they're smart. Why should they be paying for air-conditioned schools? Kids have July, August, and most of September off during the hottest days of the year. Kids really don't go back to school until middle of September. And yeah, they usually get out like middle of June, because the first part of June is still on the cool side. But the kids are usually out the entire month of July and the entire month of August and the first few weeks of September. That's their school break. So, dude, William and Catherine are parents. They're out. They're with their kids on the school holiday. So, hey. Another thing, somebody leaked, some chef that is affiliated with Oprah. I guess they went over to drop something off to the alleged house in Montecito. And this may have happened a little while ago, but they said they saw no evidence of children. So, yeah, I think the kids are still with their surrogate mothers, the incubators, okay? And now we're waiting because Rachel's already been putting it out to another one of these little clickbait channels about, only Henry and Archie will be invited to Charles's 75th birthday party. Okay, the big party, it's a gala, white tie. Now, this channel first said the kid was 5, then they bounced back and said the kid was 4. Something's screwy in Denmark here. Sorry, Dana. Sorry to the Danish people for that comment. But, yeah, there is going to be a massive gala for Charles turning 75. There will be a big ball held at Buckingham Palace. There is a guest list. Feelers are already going out all over the place for people who's going to be in London so they can attend. Rooms are already getting booked at certain hotels for that week. I have a feeling that it is, let's put it this way. Andrew and Sarah will be there in white tie, okay? Sarah will accompany Andrew to the gala because it's a birthday party for his brother. There's no trash talk between Charles and Andrew. Andrew is doing all the stuff that Prince Philip did. Like I've said time and time before. Hey, Andrew is managing all the frickin' estates. That's a big job. I mean, making sure that everything is being done right on the Windsor estate, Sandringham, Balmoral. In addition to taking care of Sarah, so Sarah and Andrew will be in attendance to the gala ball, the big party. Whether or not Henry shows up, if he does, he's going to go in through a back door. because that's how Daddy says it's going to be. Now, everybody, I hope you have a great day this evening. It's Thursday. My next video will go up on Saturday the 19th. I just got notified something going on that evening. So when I do my video on Saturday morning, I'm going to release it right away. So it'll be up before noon Central Standard Time on Saturday. I hope everyone has a great evening. Like I said, if you consider me elitist, goodbye. I don't need you. So have a great evening, folks. Thank you for watching. Click whatever. You know the routine. You're adults. Bye-bye.